Okay everyone, fitting a steering stabiliser to Gen 3 MT09 2022. Basically I like to put a little bit of a protection there on the fork where I'm attaching the steering stabiliser bracket. The steering stabiliser I'm putting on is a Hyperpro clone just off eBay, so something cheap. Putting a little bit of isopropyl alcohol around there so the little protection I put on there will stick. I use a little bit of motocross fork protectors on there. It's just like a thick sticker material, whatever you call it. A bit like a 3M car wrap, I guess. But I just put that around the fork leg to stop any scratches happening on the fork leg. You'll notice first I've relocated the horn. I relocated that to down there. I've got another video about that, so you can watch that. So, yeah. Again, this is just a bit of protection for the fork leg, so the stabiliser doesn't cut into the fork. Stabiliser mount. But yeah, this is like I said, fork rock protection, usually for motocross forks. I think they use it just to go down here and just protects the stain chips. But good sticky stuff. Works good. Let's get back to that later. Now, the first part I've done, there's an L bracket or some sort of bracket that comes in the kit. Basically what you want to do is just loosen this bolt here, then you slide that at the back between the frame and the end of that, and you put the bolt back through and tighten that down. There's a bolt that goes in here up there which holds on the cable, I guess. You want to take that bolt out and you'll get a longer bolt that comes into the kit. So that's a longer bolt there. And yeah, what that does is basically helps with the stabiliser mount, which is this thing here. Now what you want to do is you want to take out the rubber bung that's under your bottom triple clamp here. So you just pull that out. Again, make sure your horn's been relocated. And then with this thing here, that's a spreader. So it spreads and it locks into underneath there. Now I put a bit of tape around it because it wasn't really grabbing enough before. To be quite honest, I think it's a pretty crappy design. You might want to try and buy an original Hyperpro one of these if you can actually get it, if they do sell it. If not, a little bit of tape doesn't work too bad. So you just slot that in here. That might not work. You can put that in there first, especially when it's taped together, it'll stay. You want to put it in enough so it's just poking out at the bottom there, as per the Hyperpro manual, which I'll leave a link in the description. That's got all the torque specs too. So again, just put that at the back and you screw this into that spreader. We come back around this side, you can see that bracket I just installed goes between the clamp and the piece of frame. And then a good way is to just get a torch. I'll show you why in a sec. So basically, you want to push the back of the bracket that is holding the cable in and just line up so you can see the hole through there. Then you know you're ready to put the bolt in. So that's in there. I didn't tighten it all too much. Not that one, or not that one too tight, just so they're snug in there. I want to basically tighten the spreader that goes under here up tight first, and then I'll tighten them. There's a Newton meter markings or Newton meter chart on the link in the description, but on this I just like to tighten it up as much as I can. Like I said, this is not a great design, it really should go tighter, but it doesn't. Just tighten as much as you can before the tape starts slipping. That's actually pretty good. Then you can go around and tighten these up. I didn't worry about torque settings, just tighten it up. Okay, now it's time to fit the stabiliser. The diagram and the instructions for all the washers and O-rings again are in the PDF attachment in the description. Important to watch where they go and how they go. I like to put a bit of thread lock on most of my bolts just so they don't slide out. A bit of blue thread lock seems to work. This here is the bracket that goes around the fork. I tend to use this hole here. Seems to work good. So just clamp it around. Make sure it's pretty even, pretty straight. And then I do remember the torque settings for these are about 8 Newton meters. So definitely get yourself a torque wrench, and so you don't crush your fork, which wouldn't be good. 1 sec, I'll be back. Okay, I've got a Warren Brown, good little torque wrench, works well. So 8 Newton meters. Not to be confused with foot pounds, which whatever country you're in, it may be applicable. Make sure the bracket's up flush against the bottom triple clamp, and again make sure it's straight. Try and do it even on both sides, so there's the same sort of gap on both sides. Don't just tighten one side down and then the other. Again, try and keep it even and facing straight. Probably straighten the handlebars. Just checking the gap. And there we go. 8 Newton meters, 8 Newton meters. Okay. So just a tiny bit of thread lock just on the tip. Don't want anywhere else. Oh, a bit too much, just a little bit. Want to do it. Watch how it goes in the diagram. So it'll be O-ring, spacer. I put another washer. It says in the diagram to put the washer under that one, but I had it fitted earlier on and I think it'll work better with the washer on top. It'll lower that a little bit and line that up better so it's a straight pull rather than being on an angle. "17 Newton meters from memory" was what it said in the guide, so I'll set my torque wrench up in a minute for 17 Newton meters.